Hello, I'm Miss Emma. The best way to teach any child to read and spell is to make sure they've got a really good understanding of the code. We say we're code crackers. Now, before children can even start to spell or to read effectively, they need to have good phonemic awareness. And if you use the SSP spelling strategy and use this part of it, you actually rewire the brain for reading and spelling so that phonics will make sense. With poor phonemic awareness, the phonics won't make sense. So we get used to saying a word, listening for speech sounds, that's not syllables, listening for speech sounds to work out how many there are, so we use our duck hands. We draw the lines and numbers so we know where they sit, so we're segmenting. We're understanding the order and we're blending into the word, and that's all oral. When we come to use the phonics, then the final stage is when we choose the sound picks. And we've got all sorts of visual aids, all sorts of things that we use to help the children know the choices. But because we're exposing them to words all the time, they very, very quickly get to see which looks right and which doesn't. So we're not teaching children using look, cover, say, whatever, or short-term memory or tricks. We're actually teaching them the links between the speech sounds and their representations on paper, that's the sound picks. You've just seen just there coded sight words, 440 high frequency words you think of as magic words, Oxford words, whatever. They are all coded within SSP, and that's a world first. This is the order that we explicitly teach about 2/3 of the alphabetic code. So let's watch some children being assessed to see their code level. Now, it's not a case of the children just recognising the sound picks or the phonemes. They have to actually use them for reading and spelling activities. So before they can move up from green, they've got to be able to spell and decode and write, form the letters, for every word that can be created using SatPin. When they can do that, then they move up to purple, yellow and blue. Now, I just want to show you two children at the sort of extreme. These children in prep have been using SSP for about a term and a half now. The year 2 children who are assessing them have now been using SSP since term 1, and we're now in term 3. Every single child in that year 2 class is on chapter books now, and they weren't at the beginning. They can also spell just about any word you want to give them, because they've been using SSP. So they're now helping us to assess these prep children. Now, to the children, I just want to show you a clip. So one of them is working on the blue level, and another child who is an autistic child. What I'm doing is I'm just checking his phonemic awareness. So what I want to check is that he can actually hear if I say ed, that he knows that's they're the speech sounds in the word red, so he can blend those into the word. And there's all sorts of things we do when we need to assess children who perhaps might be learning differently. SSP is fully differentiated. You can have 25, 30 children in one class who might all learn differently. They've got different needs, different learning styles, and they're all working at their own level. So these two extremes here with how these children learn is accommodated in the one class. Because every child works at their level, it also means that if you've got children who are absent a lot, then it doesn't mean that when they come back, they're going to be absolutely stuck. When they come back to school, even if they're only attend sporadically, they start back on the level they were working at. It's a very systematic, sequential, explicit way to teach, but it's also a lot of fun. The children are fully engaged in their own learning process. It is not a phonics program. It's a teaching every child to read and spell program.
I'll find a rubber. Okay. Whenever we started SSP.
What did you?
That's when we started SSP.
You should have seen their faces. She's just saying it. They're like, what?
Did you get all of them?
Yeah.
How did you go with the sentence?
Good.
Good? Excellent.
We actually choose to try words.
Bailey and Shiori, down to you guys. Choose one of these children.
Can you read this sentence? Do we choose the child? The clan from the cat and swam in the pond. It was hot and the cat
How'd she go, Elfie?
Good. Sound it out.
Well done, Shish. You work it yellow. You can put that on the sheet.
Oh my god! This girl's
Right, so, hold on. I want you to show me the but-ul-oo. You're only allowed to hit the but-ul-oo. Which is the but-ul-oo? Tell me, show me. You can't hammer it until you tell me which is the but-ul-oo. But-ul-oo. Yes, well done. Now you can hammer it. Now you can hammer it. That's the yellow. Oh, where's the but-ul-oo? Oh, I know. You want it all the way up, don't you? There you go. Right, so where's the but-ul-oo? Hit the but-ul-oo.
Only the blue ones. Only the blue.
But-ul-oo. Well done. What about the r-ed? Where's the r-ed?
Yep, good
R-ed.
Excellent.
Well done. Where's the g-r-een? Sure? Are you sure that's the g-r-een?
I think it just wants to
Which is the g-r-een?
the red one. Yeah,
Which is the g-r? You can't hammer it until you tell me which one it is.
Listening.
Which is the g-r-een?
I can't say
Yes, good boy. So he is hearing the sounds, which is fantastic. I'm not bothered that he hit those because obviously he does know them, he just wants to hammer them. So when decoding at the green level, they've got to be able to read books, readers that just have Sapin and a few helpful words in. These are the books that we use for green. The ones you can see actually cover green and then through to purple. The way that you know that is because you just look at the words and see which sound picks are used to create those words. So you can see on the top left, pat, and then pit-pat, and just underneath that, what have you. So you know how to code them. You know which books need to go in the green bucket, which need to go in the purple bucket, and the children choose from those, knowing they're going to be able to code their reader. They're called pocket rockets. And the test, the assessment that we're doing, we're checking that they can follow the sound, say the word, and also read the sentence at this code level. If they can't do this with fluency, then they're not ready for the next level.
Sorry.
Have you got your partner? Oh, that's okay. Just tell me what's that's it. So if you're not sure, then you wait for the teacher. And the teacher will do the next level.
Yeah. What word is it?
Scan the sentence, and then once you've scanned it, you're going to read it to us. Okay?
Say the word.
Now we're going to go to this one. What does it say? Sit. Yeah.
Good job.
Now you're gonna scan the sentence and say it to me. So just put those in. The ant spins in the just like he done it with the green level, but like that.
Okay, was he a little bit slower? Or did he read it well?
Read it well.
Okay, so he's working at yellow. Is that why we put yellow? Okay, you're fantastic. Working at yellow.
Sorry, darling. Yep, go and get them some more.
Brilliant. Where's she gone? Jessie?
Mary, you have to turn it around so she can read it. Otherwise she's reading it upside down. Good girl. Yeah, but make sure you follow the sounds. So use your duck hands. Say the word. That's right, Jessie.
But you don't, because it's already up.
Yep, keep it nice and still. Yeah, did you use your duck hands? Did you follow the sounds? It.
She's good at speedy SSP.
Very good. Turn it around, Mary. Otherwise she's reading upside down.
I can read upside down. Wait, Jessie, can I read this? I thought this would be much harder.
And what are they, Jessie? Are they really good? Yeah, good prepping.
There's one person who I think should be level rating.
Okay, sorry, sweetheart. You keep going. Where are we up to? This one?
That one. A makes the A sounds. Like, as in, so example, so I say plane.
Good job, Mary. Plain. Have a try.
Plane, good girl. Just like she said. Because you said it.
Okay, what's the next one? Keep going. Okay, so what level do you think she's working at?
This one. She got all of those.
Yeah.
Most of them right. So maybe she's working on this.
How did she go when she was reading the sentences? Was it in a robot voice? A little bit. So you could put she's working at yellow level. Can you put that on there? She's working at yellow level.
I already know.
When they move up to purple, they're actually learning new skills and concepts. For example, that some sound picks can represent more than one sound, that when we've got two sound picks together that are the same, like an LL, that it's still one sound. There are all sorts of skills and concepts the children learn as they move through the levels. It's not just recognising phonemes. So at this level, they should be able to follow the sounds, say the words, and also read the sentence with fluency.
Very good job. Okay, I'm just going to write on your sheet here and go and sit down with your class now.
She's got to go and sound. The next one, follow the sound, says the word. That one?
Mary, just hold it up so they can see it that way.
This one, Simran?
Good girl. job.
Oh, I know.
Alright, we have the same thing, Simran. Okay?
Good try. Damon, do you want to follow the sounds and say the word for her so she knows it?
You right, Mary?
Right?
Good job. So just leave that one.
Good job, you only got one wrong. Oh, yeah. You have to do that too. You take a handphone, okay? What's that one? My goodness.
Good job. Now the same one with this sentence. You can have a little bit of a think in your head first and then see if you can read it to me in a talking voice. Try the next one. Can you follow these sounds again for me? Good. Can you follow these ones? Good. Can you follow these ones? What it? Good. Let's have a go at these. Do you need a sheet for it? Alright. Where do you want a sheet? I'm going to tell you something. This one says A, put the A in there. I'll take it on. Just put it on the chair, that one. This can say, if it was her height, it would say I, but in this word it says A, for eight. Good girl. Can you have a turn at reading this?
Swam in the pond. It was hot.
Oliver is
But the cat did not get in as she did to get wet. Did not wait to get wet. Not want to get wet.
Good girl. That's wonderful.
Right. I did. I'm up to there. Yep. Just read the words, okay?
So follow the sounds and say the word. Don't we, Mary?
Use your duck hands if you want to. It chips. Good.
Good job.
We're going to stop there, but you know what? You're very clever. You're very clever.
I'm clever with my stories too, but sometimes I always get...
Well done. Now, which...
Okay, well done. That was brilliant. Do this one.
It.
Brilliant.
Okay, alright, so you've done. You can go and talk someone else over.
Oh, too good. Now, have a little scan of that, but can you read that without using a robot voice? Can you read it for me? Go for it.
It spins in the tin and stands on the pan.
Brilliant. I love that because I love you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're following the sound, saying the word, and you can hear the word. That's brilliant.
Black.
Hold on. Okay. So that's what. Give me follow the sounds as well. Brilliant. Then you get a circle and a tick. Hold on. Check it.
Does he have to read it?
Perfect. You corrected yourself. That's brilliant. Have a little look and just read it on your own time.
The duck ran from the cat and swat at Sam.
Go back and sit down, they'll come.
Just try that again. Well done. Do you duck count so I can just check? Pond.
It was hot, but the cat did not get in at
As
she did not want
You're going to be watching and make sure you agree with that.
get wet.
well done. Great decoding. Okay, so you, Mister, are working on blue and doing very nicely. On purple, sorry. On purple. Yep, so you can tell your teacher you're working on purple. Brilliant. So we're going to get your purple level really, really fast. I know you know some sound picks on yellow, but we're going to just make sure your purple level is so fast. That was brilliant. High five. You're so close to yellow. Again, as they move up, they learn new skills and concepts. They can actually start on Fitzroy readers when they get to yellow. Even though the early Fitzroys 1 to 10 they might find them easy, but what's wrong with easy? There are still some of the Pocket Rocket books that we use, and if you can afford them, we actually do use Dandelion readers as well. But to be working at this level, it means that they found the green and purple relatively easy, and they can read them with fluency. And so if they're still working at this level, they're still not reading all of this with fluency.
Was jumping so she almost hit her.
Larry? Yep, Larry. And I love that because you looked at that and you thought it could be like, oh, like in car. So your brain was scanning ahead, which I love. You?
You will bump your head. Girl was having so much fun. Higher and higher. What do you think happened?
What do you...
Even though some of the children are already working on blue, we didn't include this within this assessment. Because really what we're trying to catch is to see which children are still working on green, which children we really need to give a little bit more of a boost to, so that they can be working on yellow by the end of this term. By the end of next term, they will all be reading. Now, if you want to look at the spelling strategy and it all fits in with the same code level, please do use the SSP Spelling Piano app, as it shows the sound picks they learn, and it's a great fun way for them to practice using them. Here are a few more clips of the wonderful Year 2 children assessing these prep children. They're all doing an amazing job.
Yes, good. Use your dark hands for this one. It's a big one.
Good girl. Did you say floating? Well done. Okay, keep going.
Your toe filled up.
Keep going. What's next? Don't you say it. She's got to do it.
Next one, do you want to do normal?
Okay, and see if you can do it in a talking voice, not a robot voice. Okay, I'll help you with that one. It's very tricky. Eight. Freight. So don't just leave that one, Mary. Don't circle that one.
Right.
No, don't circle that one, Mary.
I've got a rubber on my book over there.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks, Jess.
Now can you read this? Scan it. You scan it. And then read it out loud to Mary when you're ready. And to Jessie.
I'm working with two. Follow the sound. Just keep going. Don't keep going until you're ready. I'm listening. I'm ready. So you can keep on going. Have one more. Is your name Mary? Yep. Have one more try on that one, okay? Have one more try. Use the two hands if you need to. If you need it. It's a big one. If you don't use this one.
I've got space here for some more children. We'll get them.
That can be a picture for I, but it's in that word it's a picture for A.
For 8.
Right.
I thought it was right. Good.
Well done.
You
Oh,
got
Mary,
one
this is
more.
a good assessor.
One more try. And you got it right. Now read this sentence. Oopsie.
Come on, I want to hear the sentence. Give yourself.
It was
Well done. See if you can do it without doing the speech sentence, without doing the ducky hands. Can you go, Jill was...
Jill was jumping, so
her eye. Now, I haven't heard this one. Could you just read that one for me?
the duck ran from the cat and swam
Well done.
in the pond.
So what we do is we say working at purple because she's doing so well and she's still sounding them out or whatever. So we say you're working at purple. You're doing so brilliantly. Thanks, Annie. You can finish. Where's your name? Where's your name? Your name's not on it. And which class are you in?
I'm choosing somebody there.
So you are working at purple and moving towards yellow. Well done.
Good job, Grace. Good job. You sure can. With that big, beautiful smile of yours.
I want to follow you again. Let's Holly come back.
Good job.
I think you're going to be a teacher when you're
Are you nearly at blue? Yeah. Good job. Okay, sweetheart. Have you had it? Are you waiting for your family? Okay.
Not this What's this one? Do you remember this one? Right, this one. What's your name? What's your name? Savvy. How do you spell it? Can you write it? What's your name? Yes. And what class are you in?
Prep Y. Well done. How about see you soon, alligator. Right, Holly. Okay, so she's working at yellow. Oh, she's did she have that easy? Okay, so she's working at yellow. Because that means the level that she's on is right, hold on a second. Just put them over there, so find the right pile. So it says prep apple on the top, find the apple one.